Hello, everybody. A very good afternoon, evening, or morning to you. I hope this video finds each of you doing well and feeling healthy and at peace with yourselves. Um, this is actually the third video in my series. Try to bring content to you mm, as often as possible, whether it's weekly or, you know, bi-weekly. Sometimes I may even make a video and have it here on YouTube, but I will post it to social media at a later point. Just to kind of keep it consistent and so that everybody gets a chance to watch the videos in the series. So today's video is going to be about parenting tips 101 from a twin flames perspective. So, my twin flame and I, we are from completely different countries, different cultures. We live on opposite sides of the globe. He's in the east, and I'm over here on the west. However, we do come together very explicitly when it comes to our children. We are both married, and we each have a son, and our sons have pretty much the same birthday. Um, but they are about a decade apart or so. So his son is a bit older than mine, and we have gone through some very similar experiences together with parenting. And I often do ask him things about his son and how he handled this or that situation, or if this or that is maybe appropriate for this age, etc., etc. So one of the things I'd like to talk about is children really respond well when you are very calm and very quiet and you use humor. If you have a sense of humor, you got it made with your kids. My son is very laid back and calm. It's somewhat due to his personality, but it's also how my husband and I have always spoken to him calmly. We do not raise our voices. We do not scream or yell or swear at him or call him names. We never, ever raise a hand to him. We don't even threaten that. We never spank him or hit him with a belt or any other objects. I know people out there that do this, and I'm definitely seeing the effects of this. Um, it's not good. There's nothing ever positive that comes out of spanking your child. I'm going to tell you why. This makes children fearful. It makes them have anxiety. It makes them have social phobias. It makes them distrust you. It makes them not make friends easily. It gives them a level of nervousness and anxiety that carries with them into adulthood. And oftentimes, children who are spanked, and I like to say hit because that is exactly what it is, are angry. They are angry at you. They are angry at their peers. They are angry at their teachers. They are angry at the world, and it shows. Okay, look at their faces. How often do they smile? Okay, how often are they laughing? How often are they having fun, enjoying life, being a child? Okay, you see these children come up into adults and they say, I was fine. My parents spanked me and I turned out great. Hmm, did you? Are you being honest with yourself about that? Are you angry at the world? Pretty damn angry right now, aren't you? About a lot of things and a lot of people. And what I would suggest to you, if you are an adult and this resonates with you, a lot of inner work needs to be done as far as your ability to relax and to be able to meditate and to be able to go within and to be able to comfort that child that you once were, who was very afraid and nervous, and you feel almost a loss of innocence because you have to protect yourself. You're wondering, what am I going to do wrong next? What am I going to be yelled at for? What am I going to be spanked for? All of these things. And it definitely disrupts their learning big time. I mean, if you're having a child with severe learning disabilities and problems and nothing else can be attributed to it, medically speaking, and you've had them tested everywhere, well, look at your home. Okay. How do you parent? Um, so, one thing my twin flame and I do is we use more or less a reward system at home. Um, we know what the kids like. We use it as leverage. We hesitate to punish. That really has to be something that they have done horribly wrong. I mean, like, without even knowing that, they put themselves in extreme danger, or it's something that we have told them over and over and over. You may not, and you cannot do this. You will not. But they went ahead and did it because sometimes kids will test you. But that's very rare. It's very rare. One thing that we have always done is from the get go, we've talked to our children like they're not children, like they are people, that they are a part of the decision-making processes in their life. What they do and what their choices are has to ultimately come from them. Okay, we can guide them. Of course we do. Um, but the thing of it is, children need to know that their lives are important enough that you involve them in making good choices, that you let them choose between, what should we eat today? Here's three choices. Pick what you're in the mood for. Um, and, it's little things like that. And they need to sometimes try things and make mistakes, and that's okay. We're there for them to guide them on to the next best decision that's good for them. So we tend to use the reward system. We will, give our children incentives to do well in school. And we make education a prime focus. We're very very big on attention to detail when it comes to their schoolwork, their exams, and their homework. And we like to tell them that your reward in this case for, completing your homework and doing well on your test and studying and working hard, there's a payoff. Okay, you can pick a reward for this. It can be anything. It can be something tangible, or it can be something we're going to make a memory with, a place they want to go, a place they want to eat, these different things. And this seems to work out very well. We never put them down. If they bring home a grade that really isn't acceptable, we say, okay, what can we do to make this better for next time? Like, where could we have improved? Where should we have studied more from? We are very, very proactive. We reach out often to teachers, to the kids' educators, to the school. We get right on top of it. We do not wait if there's an issue. And we're very grateful for the responses that we get. My twin flame is also an educator, so he's well aware of how the school system and academia work over there where he lives. So I know he's very, very proactive um, in his son's life as well. So the other thing that is really important is that kids need to be kids. They need downtime. If they're running here and there and everywhere constantly, they never get that chance to relax. So incorporating music into your home is very important. It's something I did even when I was carrying my son. Had a lot of health problems right from the get-go with my pregnancy, and so was on bed rest and partial bed rest pretty much the whole 9 months. And one thing that I glammed onto when I was studying child development and child psychology was the use of classical music even in utero, and the studies that point to how kids that are exposed to that even before they're born have a much easier time in school as far as their academics, and especially math. Mathematics is important. Classical music, especially Mozart, Beethoven, Gershwin, all of these ones. It's important because this is what we call sequences, which is something used in math quite readily and will come in very handy for your child. And even if you don't do it while you're carrying your child, that's fine. Or if you're adopting, or if foster children, whatever, if you have young children in the home, especially at the age of toddlerhood, babies, infants, you want to play classical music, quietly, as often as possible, especially when they're trying to relax, and even when they're asleep too. Play it nearby. They can hear it. Their brain waves pick up on it, and it's definitely very, very positive. So I would say start with that pretty young. And there's lots of, I mean, you can even come here on YouTube and play classical music, even when I make these videos. I don't know if you can hear it or not. It's turned down pretty low, but I have a relaxing or piano music generally playing in the background. So another thing I wanted to mention to you, going back to the whole discipline thing, um, you know, yelling never works on children. To be honest with you, the louder you yell, the less they hear you, and because they're not listening. Now, what happens if I start to talk to you like this and you can barely hear me, right? Are you listening a little carefully, listening a little bit more? So when I take my voice down, okay, you have to actually listen harder to what I'm saying, right? Um, Yelling and screaming at your children, they're going to tune you out. I mean, if that's what they're used to, they're not going to hear what you're saying. Why? They're no longer listening to you. If that's your go-to, scream and yell and get loud because you think your children are hearing you, well, it's just falling on deaf ears. And in the moment, they're going to finally pick up on it if you yell it enough times over and over and over. But here's the problem: you're going to get no resolution as far as repetition of that behavior that you don't like. Okay, so you yell and scream at them, you tell them no, which is something, another word that I have never liked to use around my son is the word no, because it's such an easy just no, don't do that. No, you can't have that. No, people, do not start out a sentence with no. This is a negative word. And it is something that teaches your kids to look for the downside of everything you're telling them, okay? So, they're doing something you don't want them to do. The word stop, freeze, call their name out, maybe. But, you know, you can't keep doing it over and over and over and expecting your results to change. It just doesn't happen that way. And you end up with, a lot of problems that you're not going to be able to solve when they become teenagers. Because let me tell you, good luck reining that in. I'm just going to leave you with that thought, because it's going to be a lot harder to rein in people that are out of control than it is to loosen up on the reins when they are in control, because that's ultimately what we want. We want children that grow up into adults who are in control of their own thoughts and their own actions and their own behaviors, and they have no problem taking responsibility for those thoughts and behaviors and actions, okay? So you need to have an open dialogue with your child at all times. It always needs to be calm. It always needs to be loving. You always need to ask your child, how was your day today? What happened that was fun today at school? You know, did somebody compliment you today? Did you give out compliments today? Um, Tell me something that was really interesting that happened today. Something that you learned that was new that you could show me that I might not know about. Make them feel that what they're doing during the day is not only important to them, but it's important to you too. And these things matter to you because their lives matter to you. I can't even tell you that, one of the things that's my twin flame and I agree on is the meaning of life hit us all at once when we had a child. There's no greater privilege, in our opinions, than it is to bring a quote golden child into this world. And they are making such a huge, huge difference in not just our lives, but those around them. And it's the most meaningful gift that we can give back is to have a child and raise him or her to be loving and respectful and positive, and put that out there to all of you and to the rest of the world, and to continue on our legacy and the work that we're doing as well. Um, it's just very important, and so I hope that all of you listening to this little lecture or video today, we love what we do and we love giving you advice. Another thing that we're really big on is, at least here, my son has two kitty cats. Pets are important, whether it's dogs, whether it's cats or fish or wildlife even. If you can't do that, a lot of you, I know my twin has an entire rooftop full of beautiful plants and flowers, and I know his son goes up and waters them too and takes photos of them. And it's so wonderful. Anything nature, anything else alive that your kids can help take care of, that creates empathy, okay? That gives them a sense of purpose that they're taking care of someone else, and something else depends on them for life, for water, for food, okay? That's important, because that teaches them that, the world doesn't just revolve around them, okay? Other people and other plants, animals need them and need us as people. Okay. So it's really important that, I know some of you can't have pets or whatever, but hey, that's okay. Get some plants, you know. Um, Same thing. They depend on us. You bring them in your home, they depend on you. Put them near a window. Aloe plants are wonderful. They're very medicinal, and you can use them for little cuts and scrapes as well. Set them by the window, water them. They're pretty low maintenance. Give that chore to your child. And, you may have to remind them, hey, did you water aloe today? Allie the aloe plant, or whomever you want to name him. So, you know, name your plants, give them names, give them human attributes. You can do this with your pets too. We always, always talk to our pets, always. They're family, you know, uh, they're living. So, that's another thing you need to do. You need to treat your pets as family, and you need to incorporate them into your family, and let your child know that their lives are very important just like theirs, and everything with life matters. Okay, so these are just some tips that are important to my twin flame and I. He and I, we share very similar philosophies to parenting, and our sons are a true gift to us. They are our entire world, and we will never hesitate to tell them this, and that we love them, and we tell your kids every day, I love you. Every day. You should tell your kids. They should feel that they can come to you, they can trust you, that they are loved by you, that you're not going to punish them for things. You are going to reward them for hard work and for honesty. Raise your kids with integrity, okay? Raise them to be upstanding, honest, empathetic individuals, because it's very important. It's very healing for the planet as well. You look around, you watch the news, we have a lot of problems, and the planet is unfortunately vibrating at a pretty low level when these things happen, and we don't want that. We want to, the twins are here especially to raise the vibration of our planet. That's our purpose. And giving so much love to you guys, and doing that also through our children. That is our mission, pretty much. And when you're resonating with that and you're feeling balanced with that, that is when you can allow your body and your mind to start having some transformations take place. And it's very healing, very cathartic. And, you won't be disappointed if you do that. And so this is what I'm going to tell you. I want you to uh, definitely comment your thoughts. I do not turn the comments on here, but I do post this on my social media. You can find me on Facebook, Jody Johnson. And you're welcome to private message me as well. I'm always open to more dialect and discussion. And I wish all of you well. And I am sending love to all of you and your children. Have a wonderful week, my friends, and take good care.